Father Pedro Opeka, now on biography. He's the personification of the Vincentian spirit, and for the past 25 years, he has helped change the lives of hundreds of thousands of Madagascar's poorest citizens. Growing up in Argentina, Pedro had two great passions, Christ and soccer. When he decided to enter the priesthood, he committed himself to the mission of St. Vincent de Paul.
While he was in the seminary in France, he went to Madagascar because that was a French mission, and he fell in love with it.
After being ordained, Pedro returned to Madagascar. When he arrived and saw how many families were living on garbage dumps, Father Pedro made it his mission to change their situation. To help earn the trust and respect of the people living in the dumps, Father Pedro learned their language.
He showed deep respect for local culture. It was important to meet the needs of their spirit.
But the local government was reluctant to provide land and support to Pedro.
Pedro has had to fight very, very hard at times.
He's somewhat an imposing figure. He's tall, athletic build, so he gets your attention as soon as he walks into a room.
Father Pedro managed to raise enough money to buy a plot of land and hire people from the dumps to start farming it. The project was called Akamasoa. To build this new community, Pedro turned to a quarry he had found. Pedro had learned bricklaying from his father. He taught these skills to the new quarry workers, and they worked together to build homes that they would eventually own.
The people that we hope to serve through the project, they have to be involved in every step of the process, and that's what Pedro did. They began to awaken to new possibilities that they had not imagined for themselves, and then he builds on that.
And the quarry that helped build Akamasoa is where thousands of people come to hear Father Pedro give Mass. Today there are 18 villages in Akamasoa with 25,000 residents. There are now schools, medical centers, sports programs, and reforestation projects, and the community works together to sustain all of this.
I went down to visit him. It was extraordinary. It was the most extraordinary work that I had ever seen.
For 7 years, Father Pedro had also served on the Commission for Systemic Change. Founded by Vincentians, the Commission looks to create ways to help the poor change their own situations. Father Pedro would attend workshops and speak about Akamasoa.
He stood up and he talked to the people to say, look at the situation of the poor. We can create some opportunities for them, but only the poor can change their situation, and they do.
One of the most important things for him is what can be done to elevate the human spirit and to create community.
And that is exactly what Father Pedro has done. He has transformed and re-socialized Madagascar's poorest into hardworking, motivated, productive people. And that is why we honor you tonight, Spirit of Service Award recipient, Father Pedro Opeka.
Pedro, felicidades. You have challenged me to be more creative in my own service of the poor, and I'm indebted to you, and I'm very grateful.
I congratulate you for your accomplishments in Akamasoa and for reminding us as Vincentians who we are and what we're meant to be about.
It's an honor for me to be your friend. I hope that in the future there are lots of Vincentians who have your faith, your energy, your creativity, and your zeal.